What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Mats at today. You are here with D-Boy, and we are back with another video. This time we will talk about the Rising deck versus the Dudley deck. So of course this is not the right way to test both decks. If you want to test these decks, you have to see what decks are the best in the format and then pick both decks and then test these decks against those decks. And by doing so, you know which deck will perform better in the format. But because we don't want to do that, we want to do a fun video where we actually just put the two decks against each other and see what will happen. This is what I will do right now. So I will play an open-handed match, so you guys could also see the choices that I make, and we could also debate on how the match would have been different if we had made a different choice. But it's also just fun to see how the two decks will actually do if they face each other in a match. So the Dudley deck is in the Dust Sleeves, of course, which will play the pink playmat, and then the Rising deck is in the Rising Sleeves, which will play in the dark black playmat. So right here we're ready. We have both decks shuffled. Remember, guys, always to mix your shuffling methods. Don't do only one shuffling method. Mix the shuffling method so you know that the deck is shuffled correctly, because we want good hands to see what both decks are capable of. So of course, if you want to see the deck profiles on both these decks, you could check the links in the description section below. You will see a brief picture of the photo on screen, so you know what the decks are. You could pause the video, you could check it yourself, or you could just wait for the deck profile, of course. And if you want to know more about the Dudley cards, about the debate, about the questions that you guys asked, you could also check that out. The link in the description section below for the Meta Nerds channel, because it was a collaboration video where we had a 3-parted video that you could check out. Alright, so now we start. We have to see who goes first. We will have 2 dices to see which will start first. Let's go with these. We have black and white. We'll give the Dudleys the black one, and we'll give Rising the white one, and we'll see who goes first. Alright, it's an 8, so Rising will start. Okay, this is a good thing for Rising, but again, we will play a best of 3. So even if the Rising deck wins right here, there is still a chance that the Dudleys could make a comeback. Alright, for the Rising, we have 3, 4, and 5. Our starting hand will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is okay hand. There are some things that you could change about this hand. Of course, you want your triggers back. You don't really need them this early. And you have this, which is a good first right target, second right target, and Commander Gator Cannon is also good to have at the start. So we draw 2 more cards. Hopefully we get a Rising. Yes, we got a Rising. This is a perfect good hand. If we had something like a Bracky, it would have been even better, because the 2 Rona is not needed, but because we don't have any other grade 3, having the Rona in hand is actually quite good. Also, the Dudley deck is a deck that likes to rush, because it's a deck that likes to use Force 2, so it's good to have Rona. So this is the starting hand of the Rising deck, which we will put right here. And now let's see what Dudleys have. We have 3, 4, and 5. So we have Dexter, we have Mason, we have William, and we have the Heal. The Heal is actually good to have at the start, because we're going second. And the Dexter is good, the Mason is good. The only card that you could put back is the Draw. And then we draw 1 more. It's another grade 1. It's okay. We didn't get grade 3, but it's still okay, because there is a chance that we could search that grade 3 to the hand. Right, so stand up Vanguard, we shuffle, we cut, and then we are ready to go. Shuffle, give it a cut. And the same we'll do for Dudleys. Here we go. Alright, so let's start. So first Rising deck draws, and then right here into the Acrobat Verdi. Draws from the Acrobat Verdi into a Dexter. Search for the deck, the top 5, for another grade 3. We didn't get any, which is fine, because we already have a Rising. Shuffle again. 1 and 2, and then end the turn. Dudley deck draws, right, also into Verdi, draw, and then gets the quick shield. Activate the skill right here to search. Oh, we already got in Emperor, so we will get the Emperor to the hand, we'll shuffle, and we will put the quick shield back to our extra deck. That's the good thing about the quick shield, it's just so easy to discard. Cuts, and the quick shield goes away. Right here, we could also have ridden into the William, of course, because the William will come out of the soul, and then we could call the Acrobat Verdi. These are different choices that you could make. If we do so, then we have Acrobat Verdi as an attacking regular. It's good, so let's just do that. Alright, right here, we could start attacking with the Acrobat Verdi. The Rising deck we will take because it doesn't have any defensive options right now in hand. Get the 10k and a draw, which is pretty good. Attacking with the William, right here you could take it. If it gets a crit, well, we go to 3 damage, but we have to take the chance. It's a draw, that's good, because the Dudley deck will draw, and then we will go to 2 damage. It's okay, it's fine. We stand and draw. We ride, of course, into Rona right here. We play the Counterblast of 1 to search our deck for... We need 2 grade 3s for the combo, of course, with the Rising. We already have the Juggernaut. What we need right now is actually a Bull Spike, and the second thing that we need is we could play our second Rona, and then we could get Spiking Cyclone. So we actually have both grade 3s ready for next turn. If you do so, then there is a big chance that your opponent will not give you the Counterblast to use for your Spiking Cyclone turn. But that's okay, because if they do not, then you stay on 2 damage, and that would mean they would not rush you. So this is a chance that I would like to take. But I will be putting both my grade 3s in the back row, because I don't want them to get retired. So this would mean that your grade 3s would look like this. Spiking Cyclone chilling behind the Vanguard. This will go right here. The Brachy will come right here, get the extra 10k, and then you have your Commander Cannon, and this is the rest of the hand. So you have your hand ready for next turn. Alright, now we can attack, right? So first let's do a Vanguard attack. So this is only 10k on the Vanguard. You could also attack with this first if you want to, then you would let them discard something from their hand, but this could always hit the Vanguard if you want to. Well, let's attack first with the Vanguard. So this is E10 on their Vanguard. And right here, they could actually just guard with 1 Mason because they don't want to take too much damage. So guard, then you attack with this Vanguard. They will do a no guard, Counterblast. Drive check is Brachy, and the damage check is a Fera right here. This is pretty good because it does give them the 10k power. And then this will attack the Vanguard as well. This is 10, 20, 28, attacking into their Vanguard. So they need 15k shield. They could drop this right here and not give us the draw, but they could also just let this through and keep that for next turn. Right, so they let the attack go through. Damage check, nothing. This goes to the soul. Draw 2, 1 and 2, and right here you could actually just return the draw. So we got 1 soul, but we got the Commander Gary Cannon back, which is kind of funny. Alright, so end turn, stand and draw. Right into grade 2, we only have the Mason as a right target. It's sad because we have better right targets, but it's okay. The William will come out of the soul, of course, and this will come right here. We superior called this gain power, just that easy, that simple. Right here, looking at the hand, we have actually good hand because we have the right grade 3s to rush for next turn. Then we have a good defensive hand, so this would be it. We will not call anything else. Mason right here, you could attack the Regulars and not give damage. This is a good strategy, but you could also just rush and attack the Vanguard. Pretty much up to you. Looking at the Dudley deck right now with the good defensive hand, you could actually just give your opponent damage. So this could just attack the Vanguard right here, and then the Rising deck will of course say no guard. So the drive check is nothing, and the damage check right here is also nothing, right? Then this will attack the Vanguard as well. This is 16, this is 21, so it does need lots of shields. Will the Rising deck take the damage right here? Well, I think not. You would rather just guard this attack and be ready for next turn. And you actually don't want the Rona anymore because you want to call your Juggernaut and you also have your Bracky. So you could intercept with Rona and you could drop a 10k right here. So then you stand and you draw. And now you're right into Rising. You do the double marker. So let's do blue and red. Give them to Bracky. Bracky goes to Soul. You call a new Bracky. We have enough Soul to move the markers everywhere we want to, so that's good. Shuffle. You have the one counter blast, that's also good. And then you call the Juggernaut. Let's put the hand right here because we will not be calling anything else from the hands. We will use the skill of Rising to Soul Blast our starter because we don't play anything that could put cards from the drop zone back to the deck. Of course, these two get power, Bracky and Juggy. And now we're ready to attack, right? He gets power from his skill, so that's another 10k. Juggernaut attack first. This would be 33 attacking to the opponent Vanguard. Right here they have to take the damage, but what they also could do is they could just guard with this. Guarding with this, giving the power to the Vanguard, or you could just guard with this and just take out the 2 crits. But they could also just take the first 2 damage. So damage 1, damage 2. It's a heal trigger. That's really good. It was also the second damage was a heal. So you do get the heal and you do get the power. This is already pretty good because now he's on 3 damage, or the Dudley deck is on 3 damage, which means it could take 1 more attack, and also it still could put the Vanguard at 30k if you guard with the heal, because the heal would mean you do get the extra 10k, of course. And of course, don't forget that the heal will actually be a 25k shield, so that's actually pretty good. So right now you could attack with the Bracky and then move the markers to Bracky, or attack first with the Vanguard. What I actually like to do is attack first with the Bracky because it still costs them a 15k shield from the hand. So you could do that. Attack first with the Bracky, activating the skill of the Bull Spike to Soul Blast 1, move the markers to the Bracky right here. And the Bracky will be the one who will restand. Because it doesn't really make that big of a difference because we are attacking into a grade 2, restanding the Bracky or restanding the Juggernaut is the same thing. So right here, you could, or the opponent could actually just guard with the 15k shield because that's enough. That will stop the attack, and then the skill of the Bull Spike will activate to retire something from the field and draw. And right here, you could choose to retire William or Acrobat Verdict. I would rather retire William and then draw 1 card. Draw a Rising, that's good. Attack with the Rising, count blast 1. You will restand 1 of your Vanguards. Right here we have 1, 2, 3 Soul. So you could move the markers even to the Vanguard if you want to. So let's say we restand the Juggernaut and we Soul Blast 1. We move the markers right here to the Rising. And what your opponent would like to do right here is activate the heal trigger, which will pretty much give you more power. We could have used that for the other attack as well, but it's kind of the same. So you give your Vanguard 10k more power, and this would basically be 33 attacking into this is 30, this is 40, this is 45. So it's 2 to pass. So drive check number 1 is a heal trigger. It does go off. That's basically pretty good. And then you could use the power. You could pretty much give the power to the Juggernaut right here because the Juggernaut will, if he attacks, it will be just a 5k for your opponent to guard. But you could also gamble on giving everything to the Vanguard. If you gamble, give everything to the Vanguard and you get a crit, then you hit them for 3 damage and that could end the game. So I will just gamble and give everything to the Vanguard, right? Second drive check is another Rising. Too sad, too bad, but yeah, it's okay. And then you Soul Blast 1 more and you move the markers to the Juggernaut, and the Juggernaut will attack. It's only 5k shield, so your opponent would drop the ambush dexter right here. They could also PG and keep the ambush dexter on hand, but it's kind of overkill, so they would just ambush dexter this attack, which is also sad because without ambush dexter you could not go for the full out attack right here. But yeah, you stand and you draw into a mason. That's pretty good. Right here you have the option to go for Lucifer, or you could just go for your Emperor. If you go for Lucifer, then there's also a chance that from Lucifer you could call an Emperor, or you could call another attack extender, but you could just go Emperor and then have the other Emperor in the back row, which is also good. So let's say you ride into Emperor, and right here you will just make a Force 2, and the Force 2 will just chill right here. Alright, so you could also take this attack. That was my bad, because when you take this attack you will go to 5 damage, and then you would be able to dexter into your last 2 Emperors and then have all Emperors on the field. You could also do that. If we go back in time, then it would be like, this is the first attack, this is the second damage, we have both of these, we have the ambush dexter on hand, and this would be our draw. So you could do that as well. By doing so, you will be able to do this combo to ride, get the marker, and then also be able to call this ambush dexter him into the 2 Lucifer, 2 Emperors, and with that you will have all of your Emperors chilling on the field, which means you could get the maximum power out of your attacks. And what I like to do right here is I like to move my ambush dexter to the front row and then have the 4 Emperors chilling on the field, so your field would look like this, which is kind of crazy because then you have all of your Emperors on the field. It's possible to go and do both. It's pretty much up to you. Me myself, I would not take the 2 damage just for the 10k, and I would rather wait a turn, but this is also possible. It's just fun to do this also for the sake of the video. Alright, so the ambush dexter could do the first attack, or you could attack with this first, whatever you like. Everything that attacks will get the extra 20k because of the skill of your Emperor. Of course, the ambush dexter does cost us a counter blast. So right here, this would be 28 attacking into the Vanguard, just 1 damage. So you could take the damage and try to guard this. So take 1 damage, it's a draw. Hey, that's pretty good. Play 10k and draw 1. This is our secret weapon. And then this will attack, it will get the extra 20k. So this would be 13, 23, 33 attacking. That's just a 15k shield, which we don't have, but we will actually do this, right? Because that would put us at 18, 23, 33. 38, right? 18, 28, 38. Yep. So these will go to the drop zone. Both of these will go, of course, to the bottom of the deck. You will attack, you will count +1. And then you will search your deck for E grade 2 or higher, which in this case will be him. You will count blast yet again for its ability to call the Lucifer. You could put this right here, put the Lucifer right there, and then the Lucifer will of course be stronger. Use the Lucifer ability to Soul Blast 1 and get the counter charge back. Now, if you didn't have anything here in the back row, you'll actually go into Daisy, because Daisy will be able to give you the attacker back and make a better column right here. But because you already have your Emperors chilling in the back row, this is actually pretty good. So we Soul Blast for the counter charge. We have enough counter blasts for next turn. We don't have enough defensive hand for next turn, definitely not. If we have guarded the attack, yeah, maybe yes, maybe we could survive. We could take 1 attack and hopefully we have enough triggers to stop the opponent. But again, for the sake of the video, we'll just do this. Also, the Rising deck has a good defensive hand. It could have been not that good and you could have destroyed them. It does happen a lot that sometimes the Rising deck just has lots of grade 3s in hand and that's it. So we shuffle And then this attack, of course, this also get the extra 10k. So right here, it would be the same. So you would rather guard this attack and put just 15k for a 2 to pass, which we will definitely do. And then the drive check, the first is nothing, the second is nothing as well. This is pretty bad for the Dudley deck, but yeah, it is what it is. So right here, you would rather just hit them for the 1 damage first and then hit them for the 2 damage, if you could hit them at all. You could also try to go for their Juggernaut and take the Juggernaut out of the occasion, because right here, your attack would be stronger. So this will attack for 30 attacking to the Juggernaut. You could guard the Juggernaut attack right here, because we know that we have 1 more Juggernaut left in the deck, and the Juggernaut will also give us the soul back, because we also intercepted with the Bracky, which was not that great of a move. But yeah, as I said, it is what it is. So you would rather just guard this attack, and then you know that their next attack will also be attacking your Juggernaut, and again, you would like actually to just guard this attack with your Bracky. So this will go to the bottom of the deck. Alright, and then it's the Rising again. So you ride into another Rising, you create more markers, you get the Juggernaut, and it's pretty much game over right here. You have your secret weapon ready as well. You do have enough soul to move the markers a little bit. Don't forget that the other marker that you get will basically go to the Rising. So Rising will get his purple beautiful marker, and then the other marker will just join in the action on the same circle, and you get the 10k. Then this would actually just go behind the Juggernaut. This will move up, and then you could pull something like the Acrobat Verdi to just gain more power, or you could just leave it the way it is. Pretty much whatever you like to do. Right here, the Rising will activate his ability by Soul Blasting 1 and then gaining the power, which is a 20k, because you have both markers. Then you have 4 markers and you target these abilities. You have 2 soul to move the markers a little bit around. So this would be first attack, second attack, third attack, and then you have 2 souls, 1 and 2. That's basically it. So this would be the first attack. And right here, your opponent could not really do much against this turn. They could have, as I said, not taking the damage and then just taking the first attack. But again, it would have been a draw trigger that would have been really good, and the second would be just 10k more, which is not enough, because now this will attack, you will counter blast 1, this would restand, and then you drive check 1, draw. That's good. Give the power to him, of course, and the second is nothing. And then this will attack, so let's attack number 3, and then this will attack, you Soul Blast 1. You move all the markers right here. This attack number 4, and then you'll attack with this, and then you Soul Blast again, and you will move all the markers right here. This is attack number 5, and it's just too much. It is just too much for this deck to handle, to go through all of those markers and have all of these attacks. And that's when actually the Rising deck will show that it's superior to the Dudley deck, even with having all the Dudleys on the field, because the power that you get from having all the Dudleys is just the extra 20k. If Dudleys, because Dudleys will go first, if Dudleys will be able to take the win, then we will have E-Game 3 as well. So thank you for watching, until next time.